When a trend takes off, most people feel pressure almost instantly. It starts on the screen, usually with a notification you didn't ask for. Then it moves to the office break room. Suddenly, 3 people are using a word you've never heard before. They're laughing at a joke you don't understand. And in that moment, not knowing the new slang feels like a genuine social emergency. That's the moment most people panic. And you don't. It's a contagion. You can see it in their eyes, a kind of frantic need to sync up. For 90% of the population, participating feels like safety. It feels like breathing. But then there's you. You see the hype train leaving the station, the steam rising, the crowd cheering, and you feel absolutely nothing. No FOMO, no urge to join, just a quiet, flat confusion about why everyone is acting strange. There is a specific look people give you when you don't react. It's a mix of pity and suspicion. You've been told you're stuck in your ways. Maybe you think you're just stubborn. But actually, your brain is doing something incredibly expensive and incredibly rare. Let's start with the obvious accusation. When you don't join in, people assume you're actively resisting. They think you're sitting there thinking, I'm too good for this. They call it being a contrarian. But here's the thing. A contrarian is actually obsessed with trends. They just do the opposite. They're still controlled by the crowd. They're just mirroring it backwards. You aren't reacting. You're unresponsive. There is a massive difference. A rebel pushes back. A rock just sits there. Think about the last time everyone got excited about a viral product. Watch the energy in the room. For them, the excitement is physical. It's a rush. It's a dopamine spike that says, connection is available here. For you, it's just noise. It's like walking past a dog whistle. They're covering their ears, and you don't hear a thing. And sure, that silence protects you, but it also isolates you. You miss the easy bonding. You miss the shared language. You are the glitch in their software, and that friction never totally goes away. There's a name for this filter. Neuroscientists call it sensory gating. It's not a choice you make. It's a hardware setting you can't turn off. Think of it like an email spam filter. For most people, a new trend, like a viral dance or a specific cup, gets marked as priority. Their brain floods with chemicals that scream, this is important, pay attention, this is how we survive. Your brain marks it as spam. It sees a repetitive, low-information signal and auto-archives it before it even reaches conscious thought. Next time a wave of hype hits your group chat, pay attention to your actual heart rate. Does it spike with the fear of missing out? Or does it flatline? You aren't judging the trend. You literally can't feel the urgency to care because your hardware blocked the notification. And honestly, that filter is saving you a fortune. Think of your attention like actual currency. You only have so much to spend in a day. Most people are bleeding this currency dry before 10 in the morning. Every time you learn a new slang word, every time you hunt for a specific shade of Tumblr, every time you figure out an algorithm update just to stay relevant, you're spending energy you will never get back. It's exhausting. You can see the fatigue on their faces, the constant low-level anxiety of maintenance. Trying to stay current is like trying to hold back the tide with a spoon. But trends are what economists call depreciating assets. The cost to enter is high, and the value drops to zero in about 3 weeks. Think about the mental closet you'd have to build to store all that useless data. Remember when everyone was baking sourdough or saying very demure? Those skills are worthless now. They're dead inventory, taking up shelf space in your brain. Most people are burning expensive energy on things that crash immediately. You are running a value investment strategy. You only spend attention on things that hold value for years. Your skills, your real relationships, your long-term interests. This makes you slower. It makes you heavier. While they are sprint trading social cues, you are holding positions for decades. And that means sometimes you look like you're standing still. It feels socially awkward, sure, Being the only one not moving always looks wrong to the herd. But biologically, it's critical. In evolutionary theory, a herd that moves in perfect unison is a death sentence. If everyone chases the same food source and it turns out to be poisonous, the whole tribe dies. If everyone runs left because one person got spooked, they might all run off a cliff. Nature hates uniformity. Uniformity is fragile, so nature created a brake system. You are the reservoir. You are the species insurance policy. When the group gets anxious, notice what happens. They look for movement. They look for confirmation. You look for ground. You're the person who keeps the fire lit while everyone else runs to see the noise in the bushes. By refusing to move for the hype, you ensure that if the group runs into disaster, there is someone left standing on solid ground to rebuild. And insurance is never the loudest, most celebrated role in the room. Nobody thanks the anchor until the storm hits. Until then, you're just dead weight. That is the price of the role. You don't get the applause. You just get the stability. This is the reality of having a high-fidelity filter. You might feel like you're missing out on the conversation. You might feel the friction of being the odd one out. And that friction never really goes away. But look at what you have instead. Most people optimize for speed. They want the fastest connection, the quickest laugh, the immediate validation of being in. You optimize for yield. While everyone else is exhausted from chasing the algorithm, you are sitting on a fortune of saved energy. You have the bandwidth to build things that compound. You have the silence required to actually think. You didn't lose the game. You just refused to play the lottery. Don't trade your deep attention for their cheap dopamine. It's a bad deal. If you're done apologizing for your efficiency, this is your place. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome home.